Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another Dirt Rally 2 video. Now this one is going to be very different from what I normally do, and it's something that I've seen throughout the community through the life cycle so far of this game, and it seems to be a big issue for some people, and then for others it's not something that they're too worried about at all. So it is a big debate, and I just wanted to cover a few points here today. Season 4 of the DLC will be finishing at the end of this month, and we had our last track back in December, which was Lydden Hill in the UK, and all we've got to look forward to now is a few more cars. So we've got the Renault Megane RS Rallycross, the Seat Ibiza Rallycross, and the Ford Fiesta Rallycross on the 14th of January, and then on the 28th of January we will be getting the Renault Clio RS, again a Rallycross, Mini Cooper SX1, another Ford Fiesta, and a special livery pack. Not a bad mix of cars at all, but I was very surprised to see that they were actually using a recycled track from Dirt Rally 1 as the final track that we're going to receive in Season 4. If you are a follower of the Dirt series, then chances are you know all about this already. Like I say, a lot of people have been very vocal about it, certainly on the forums, on Reddit, online, and yeah, they've made their points very clear. But at the same time, I think there is always a counter argument for this. In case you're not up to speed with the whole situation, effectively what it is, the DLC that has come out for Dirt Rally 2 has been a real mixture of new content that we've never seen in the franchise before, but also alongside that is a lot of stuff that we saw in the original Dirt Rally game. Just before I go any further though, I do just want to say I am a huge fan of this series of games. In fact, I've been playing them since the first one came out, which was Colin McRae back in 1998, and I've had every single one ever since then. So whatever they do, I'll probably continue to buy these because I just enjoy them so much. But this is the first time I've ever seen the guys over at Codemasters get so much fire from the community, from their own fans, over anything they've ever implemented in any of their games. So that's why, to me, this just felt like a really important topic. So let's start with DLC in general. Now this is something that years ago you never even used to get with games. There was no way of updating them. You physically went and bought a disc, stuck it in your console, and whatever was on that disc was what you were going to be playing for however long you decided to play that game for. Now this was all very well, and I guess for the consumer it was good value, because ultimately you're buying that original product and you got everything at that point for the money that you paid for it. However, the big drawback to that was that games had a very limited life cycle. Once you'd finished playing that, there was nothing else to add. On top of that, if there were any glitches within that game when it was shipped, it was tough. They were going to stay with that game for its entire life cycle. But the beauty of always being connected these days means that the developers can send out updates to your consoles or PCs to ensure that you get the best version of the game at all times. With all these changes then came the implementation of DLC, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. Now DLC itself I have no issues with at all. In fact, I think for the games that you absolutely love, you don't mind spending that extra bit of money on the extra content if it means you're going to be playing those games for a lot longer. And that's the beauty of it. The life cycles of games these days is so much better than it used to be. I mean, Gran Turismo, for example, I'm still playing 2 years down from when it actually got released, and I never would have been doing that with any game in the past. But that then brings us to the big question about Dirt Rally 2, and that is what content should actually be put into that DLC? What should people be paying for on top of the base game that is going to be value for money? There's a couple of big points that I think need to be made first, and that is that Dirt Rally 2, when it first released, had plenty of content in it anyway, and they had a great mix of content within it. So you had stuff from the original Dirt Rally 1, which were fan favourites, which we all wanted to be in there anyway. But on top of that, there was new content as well, and you even had a whole new car class. So nothing really to moan about, and I think we all enjoyed that base game when it first came out. But once we realised what was in Seasons 1 and 2, and certainly later in 3 and 4 as well, there became a big issue online about the fact that people were having to pay for content that was in Dirt Rally 1 originally. I definitely had the same opinion as most. I think when I first saw what was coming out in those content updates, I'd actually paid for that season pass to start with, didn't realise what was in it. Then when you start to look and break it down, it is disappointing to know that you're buying content that you've already got in Dirt Rally 1, which again, you'd already paid for previously. But recently I've been sitting down and thinking about this, and I think actually what they've done with their paid content is probably the fairest thing that they possibly could have done. And I'm sure these guys sit in their offices when they're working all this out and try and work out a best strategy for the consumer, but also for them as well. The way I see it, I don't think there is actually a win-win solution to this whole DLC issue. I think the reality is, and what we need to bear in mind, that these games take a long time. They take a lot of staff and a lot of money to actually produce and put together. Now, the stuff that we're seeing from Dirt Rally 1 ported over to Dirt Rally 2 isn't a direct port. They've quite clearly been remodeled. Obviously, all the handling of every single one of these cars is now all up to date with the new Dirt Rally 2. And they've done a fantastic job of it. And I think that's the most important thing to take away from this all. From a consumer's point of view, we would obviously love all DLC to be absolutely free, but it's just not a viable option, not unless you want these games companies to go completely bust and then you'll never see the next iteration of your favourite franchise come to reality. And what's important to remember is that you don't have to buy it. If you're not enjoying the game, just don't get it. But the reality is, if like me, you want more and you just want to keep playing that particular game, it gives you the scope to keep doing that, which is only a great thing. But I guess the biggest issue that most people seem to have, or not most, but some people seem to have online, is the fact that a lot of that Dirt Rally 1 content, a game that they'd previously paid money for, is now put behind a paywall on Dirt Rally 2. And should that be the way it's done? It's a tough one to answer, because if Dirt Rally 2 had released with all of that previous stuff from Dirt Rally 1 on there but no new content, then no one would have bought it, because there would have been nothing new to play and there'd be no point to do it. Then they would have had to put all of the new content behind the DLC and everyone would have complained about that anyway. So if you flip it around the other way and Dirt Rally 2 came with just brand new content on it, but then all the DLC was the stuff from Dirt Rally 1, again people would be complaining like they are now that they're having to pay additional money for content that they already had on a previous game. So with all that in mind, the only real way they could have done it is exactly how they did it, and that's got to be the fairest way as well. Split the content up. We had a nice mixture of old and new when Dirt Rally 2 released, and then the season passes held, again, a nice mixture from old and new. And if they got rid of all that old content altogether, we all have fan favourites. We love some of those old tracks that we always want to see within the Dirt series moving forward. So they're always going to have this issue. It's almost an impossible thing to keep everybody happy. All told, yes, it is an expensive package altogether. You think if you bought that original game plus both season passes with all the content, you're looking at roughly £100 for a game. That being said, I'm still playing it now. I've been playing it for a very long time, and I used to happily pay £40 for a game that I'd play for 2 weeks before I'd move on to the next one. So realistically, the £100 isn't a huge amount of money to spend, and also I've paid it over a very sort of long period of time. I think the biggest issue here is that people do love to complain, and certainly gaming forums and certainly comment sections down in YouTube videos can be quite toxic places, and people have always got very strong opinions. But in my opinion, and I'm sure a lot of you may well disagree with this, if it's a game that you absolutely love, you won't mind spending the money on it. If it's a game that you don't particularly like, you don't have to, so don't spend the money on it. It's as simple as that. Ultimately, the money you are spending is going towards the people that are making these games that you really enjoy, so why not fund them? Keep them going, that way they'll bring out brand new games for you that hopefully you're going to absolutely love in the future as well. But that's my opinion on all of this anyway, and it'd be great to hear what you guys think down in the comment section. Try and keep it nice and friendly and a little bit light-hearted, but it does seem to be a topic that's been raging for quite a while now. Also, use that section down below as well to let me know if you, like me, have bought all of this DLC and which part of it is your favourite. Now, for me personally, I have to say that some of the recycled content is still my favourite. I absolutely love the German rally. I love the Finnish rally as well. But equally, I love the new Yas Marina circuit on the Rallycross. I've been having a load of fun with that. So it'd be great to hear what you guys think down below with that stuff as well. As always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any future content. Give the video a like if you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you all on the next one.